So the Baltimore Ravens just drafted offensive tackle Roger Rosengarten and edge rusher Adisa Isaac. Plus, we got some cryptic messaging, some hinting, if you will, from Odell Beckham Jr. on the possibility of coming back to the Baltimore Ravens for a reunion, as well as Eric DeCosta talking about Rashad Bateman and much more Baltimore Ravens news. So welcome in to another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock, as always, bringing you guys our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Baltimore Ravens today. We just wrapped up the second and third rounds of the NFL draft. It's Friday night. Let's get into these picks, and then we're going to dive into the rest of the video. So, the Baltimore Ravens at pick number 62 grabbed their offensive tackle, the right tackle that's probably going to be starting week 1 for the Baltimore Ravens. We'll see. John Harbaugh said that it'll be an open competition. He'll come in and compete. Roger said it himself in an interview. He wants to come in and compete. But it'll be Daniel Falele and Roger Rosengarten battling for the starting right tackle spot come week 1. Roger Rosengarten was a combine athlete that did very well, scored a 9.1 relative athleticism score. He was in the top 150 prospects out of like 1,000 when it comes to his relative athleticism score. He had one of the fastest 40 times at the combine for an offensive tackle. Over 1,000 pass protection reps without a sack allowed in college. He started the last 2 years at right tackle, but he said he can play both tackle positions. That's just where he played. Actually protecting the blind side for the left-handed quarterback, Michael Penix Jr., who was drafted 8th overall to the Falcons last night. Now, this is a really intriguing player. We know the Ravens needed more offensive linemen, okay? This is a guy that I think has week 1 starting potential. This was also a guy that was mocked 31st overall in Mel Kiper's mock draft and could have been a first-round talent. But he fell to the Baltimore Ravens at pick number 62. Eric DeCosta said they thought about moving up to go get him, but they stuck there, they picked, and they're glad they did. He's very fast. He's mobile. The weakness that Eric DeCosta addressed, he said he needs to get a little bit stronger. He said we have a great, strength and conditioning program, and Roger's going to come in and get stronger and add some play strength. But I do think this is a great fit as far as pass protection, the right tackle need there, after losing Morgan Moses to the Jets in that trade. And I also think that he has a lot of untapped potential that the Ravens can get out of him, especially with the offensive line coach and Joe D. At number 2, with the third round pick, at pick number 93, the Baltimore Ravens selected Adisa Isaac. 7.5 sacks this last season. That was more sacks than his first round counterpart in Chop Robinson, who went to the Miami Dolphins. So he had more production. He was the 44th overall prospect when it comes to the big board consensus, and we got him at pick number 93. Talk about value. This is what the Ravens do. They let really good players fall to them into their laps, and then they swing. He's a ferocious and fiery edge rusher. He has powerful swipes and hand usage, an explosive first step, really good at stunts, and some powerful hands. Eric DeCosta said that he really likes his length as well, and that he has a variety of moves and really fits how the Baltimore Ravens like to play defense. Now, the other thing here is his character. I mean, he has an incredible story, incredible character. If you don't know already, there's a video. You go check it out. But all of his siblings are nonverbal. They're special needs. And he was a monumental part of helping them and helping with his mom and, supporting them. And everything he's done, he's saying is in support for his family. Incredible character guy. 7.5 sacks this last year. Really good football player that fell to the Ravens at pick number 93 whenever he was the 44th overall prospect. Love Adisa Isaac here. John Harbaugh said he'll be an immediate contributor in the pass rush rotation, talking about Tavius Robinson, David Ojabo, Kyle Van Noy, Adafe Owe, and then we got Adisa Isaac in this rotation. Really fun and exciting pass rush group here that I think has a lot of upside, especially for our pass rush coach and Chuck Smith to develop. Eric DeCosta said that he really valued his opinion on Adisa Isaac and that's a big part of the reason why they grabbed him at pick number 93 overall. Now, the Ravens are about 13 selections away from making their next pick in the 4th round tomorrow, Saturday, starting at 1,200, and really excited to see how the Ravens round off this draft class, which I really like in the way it's shaping, especially hitting some major needs: cornerback, edge rusher, and offensive tackle. At number 3, check out this little cryptic, flirtatious type of messaging here from Odell Beckham Jr. So, Ramey on Twitter, he says, "Run it back," and he tags Odell Beckham Jr. And we have the highlight here of him making that absolutely absurd catch against the Miami Dolphins. And Odell Beckham Jr. just responds with a salute. Kind of like, I don't know, acknowledging that, we want to run it back, and kind of like maybe yes, sir, or maybe, I don't know. But encouraging to see, because I would love to see Odell Beckham Jr. back, not on a lucrative deal, not on a $15 million contract like he had last year, but on something that's team friendly, that works for both Odell and the Baltimore Ravens. Don't forget, Odell had over 500 yards of production, made some big time plays on 3rd down. Would love to see a reunion here to round out that wide receiver room. He was a great fit in the locker room, the energy and the leadership. So Odell Beckham Jr., Zay Flowers, and Rashad Bateman with Nelson Aguilar would bring back a lot of consistency with the weapons that Lamar Jackson had last year. And I have a feeling they're probably going to add another wide receiver on in the 4th round, whether that's Brendan Rice or Devontae Walker or Troy Franklin, or one of these receivers that I think will be there for the Ravens in the 4th round. And I would love to see Odell Beckham Jr. be a part of that, especially with the clutch 3rd down playmaking ability and the leadership. At number 5, speaking of wide receivers, Eric DeCosta. He was asked about Rashad Bateman, the extension that signs Rashad Bateman through 2026. And Eric DeCosta said, "I've said it a million times. I'm excited to watch Rashad this year. I think his best football is ahead of him. It's something he wanted. It's something we wanted. He's got a very bright future." Like we talked about this, this is a win-win situation. It provides Rashad Bateman with some more long-term security, especially with him having those injuries in recent years. And it also provides the Ravens with a cheap 1st round talented caliber wide receiver that has high upside. So you're talking about, you could be getting a player on, $5 million a year that ends up with around 1,000 receiving yards if he stays healthy and lives up to his potential that we've seen flashes of, right? So it's a kind of a low risk, high reward type of signing, but also provides, Rashad Bateman with some security. And I'm really excited for Rashad Bateman coming back. You guys know I'm a Rashad guy, and I think he has a lot of potential, especially seeing the flashes from his rookie year, and then the year that the first few games of the 2022 season before he went down with injury, he was cooking guys. Love Rashad. Excited to see what he does this year. At number 5, as we're recording this, it popped up on my Twitter timeline that Adisa Isaac on which quarterbacks he's looking forward to sacking. I need that Mahomes sack. I need that Josh Allen sack, preferably in the playoffs and maybe an AFC championship where you need a clutch sack, and Adisa Isaac could be that guy. Just saying, that would be exciting. Love that he already has his targets set on some particular quarterbacks, especially within the conference, that could be standing in the way of the Ravens getting where they want to go. And we know that's a Super Bowl championship. And speaking of the edge rusher here, Kyle Van Noy, he confirms we back in it. He's number 53. I think last year he was 50, so he's changing to 53. The edge room is really rounding out to be a nice group here. Lots, a mixture of some vets. Technically Dafe Owe going into his 4th year. Of course, the true veteran and Kyle Van Noy, who had a breakout year last year, 9.5 sacks. And then the young guys in Tavius Robinson, Malik Ham, and now Adisa Isaac. Liking how this edge room looks. And if you guys enjoyed today's episode of Ravens Reports, man, make sure to smash the like button. Just wanted to get the thoughts out there on the newest Baltimore Ravens that were selected tonight and some other updates with Odell and Bateman. So Thank you all for tuning in. I love you guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and notification bell so we can keep you up to date on all of your Baltimore Ravens news and content. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next video.
Ray, when he wasn't looking, he ran me over.